Hello again, everyone. Melth here with one of the hardest missions of the Green Earth Hard campaign, going for 0 casualties. This mission, honestly, it's one of the worst in all of Advance Wars. It was pretty bad on normal campaign, it had some redeeming qualities in terms of like creativity, but you must play stupidly to get a good score, and that is a sign of terrible design. It also depends upon lots of hidden information about the game's secret mechanics, which is not a good design decision either for a strategy game, so that's bad too. But it's exponentially worse now in Hardbound. Now it's also pretty luck-based, honestly. The biggest problem is just how many units Hawk has now. 46, meaning we must get 5 kills in a single turn as Drake. Well, that's easier said than done because Drake has no attack bonuses, so his battleships can't really kill anything, even if it's reduced to 8 HP by a Typhoon. And also, we only have 4 battleships to begin with. And if we're trying to win fast rather than just slowly and tediously, 2 are tied up running full speed ahead down toward those black cannons. So the upshot is that we basically have only 2 battleships that can really do much fighting most of the time. And that means we need to get 3 kills with ground units to get 5 kills, but the problem with that is that he only ever sends like 3 ground units this direction in the first place, and killing them all at the same time is not going to be easy. So you're really kind of at the mercy of how the AI happens to move and what some of the luck rolls are, because occasionally things like his recons that come down that way, even if you take every effort to keep them alive, will just stupidly suicide themselves into cannon-based infantry or something like that, even for just penning them in carefully and giving them no reason to do that. Or he might just put nothing important on the shoals on the crucial turn. Unless he can drain his fuel entirely, which is again dependent on his AI and how he happens to move. So it's really just a bad mission across the board. One of the worst I've ever seen in Advance Wars. All that on top of general fog of war guess and check garbage. Alright, so much like a normal campaign, we're going to deliberately give him a lot of targets so to charge up my CO power. I'm going to give him, I think, 2 subs, and 2 cruisers should be about the right amount. That should give me, with anything close to average luck rolls from him, my superpower without needing to hit anything. If he has bad luck rolls, I might shoot like a recon on my turn, but that's going to be fine. Okay, that should be good for Drake. Now, Kanbei is a bit more important on hard mode than he is on normal. He has to do a lot of work to pen in some of these Hawk units so that Drake can kill them, which is absurd, but it's required. Lots of dumb moves are required to get a good score on this mission. Now, let's watch Hawk start. He has 46 units, so join me in just kind of watching nothing happen out in the fog. We hear units moving around, but not only do we not get to see them, they don't even really matter. 90% of his units will never ever matter in this mission under any circumstances whatsoever. It's pretty dumb that way, and we just have to just sit and watch as we just hear various machines drive around. Like they're even driving away from us in many cases. He says, as I said, about 3 units down to the south, period. So his ground forces don't really matter. Only his like stationary guns alongside particular, pre-known locations on the coast really matter. And we already know where those were for normal campaign pretty much. In fact, if we want to, we just cruise on with no opposition whatsoever and just kill the black cannons. It's just a dumb, badly designed mission. It had, as I said, some nice ideas on normal, where we could at least enjoy the creativity of it one time. But doing the exact same again, but now needing to get more kills in one turn in hard mode, is really not very good at all. Okay, well, the cool thing is he did good damage to me there, so I don't need to actually do any work before unleashing my superpower on him, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, a normal campaign, that was probably good enough, because, again, the power threshold was much lower. It was easy to get a good power score. So it was okay if a battleship flubbed when we attempted kill attempts and left a guy at 1 HP, because you had enough other units that you could still get a good power score. But now that's not true anymore. There's no margin for error anymore. So now you really need to get his units down to 7 HP, or catch them on shoals. But with the exception of like 1 or 2 fixed position units, it's not up to you what units are on the roads and which ones are on planes and whatnot. That's up to Hawk. So you need to probably unleash another tsunami on him to get another low enough HP you can guarantee to kill him. But that's easier said than done because it's hard to get his CO power not to hit the brink and then ruin everything. If he heals by 1 HP and damages your battleship by 1 HP, he ruins everything. You can't kill the black cannons efficiently anymore, you can't kill his units anywhere efficiently anymore, it's awful. Okay, so let us join these guys up, get some money. Can get a medium tank now, which is good for maybe getting an instant kill down here that a tank couldn't have gotten, depending on exactly what transpires, of course. Over here, before we move that vision unit, let's shoot that infantry, so he can't capture that and give him another refueling repair station. Over here, we're going to rise to conserve fuel. And this reef is really your choke point. Theoretically, you can drive this lander on down this way and so forth too to help maybe pick up like a rocket from there and finish out the black cannon to turn faster, potentially. But the problem is just that because you have to get through this one space-wide save point, and then that one space-wide save point with rockets aimed at you, moving a lander around basically means moving a battleship slower. And so that kind of means you end up coming about the same overall speed most of the time. And furthermore, another problem is if you unload like an artillery rocket over here, there's a pretty good chance that just depending on random movements, he has guys in these forests. He might or might not, but it's out of your control. And if they're there, then they can just ruin everything for you. And especially run a no casualty run. So, I think it's best to do things with battleships only if you want to win without luck. There are easier ways to win this chapter, definitely. I'm just trying to do one here that is not luck dependent, or as minimally luck dependent as possible, and is also as fast as I can do it. Alright, so let's get through this nonsense. Speed through that dialogue. Nothing you do matters, Hawk. Thankfully I'm on this emulator so I can skip this tediously long turn. Okay. So, next order of business is that I want to get Hawk almost but not quite to his CO power threshold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I give him a cruiser to shoot at, and over here a lander to shoot at, that should do it, I believe. That should get him not quite to his CO power threshold, and then I can push him past it on my turn to where I'll save for a superpower instead. All of which is beneficial because that gives me a chance to then get out my tsunami on him. So, some pretty tricky, power maneuvers here, basically. Alright, nothing else up here really matters that much. Everyone else can just sit tight. Down in the south, we've got not much going on here. I guess I'll get myself out a recon. Could be useful finishing off one of his injured recons or something like that. So over here we're going to scout first. Then we want to launch the missile to stop that capture. If we launch it here, we hit both of his recons. We actually, I think, want to avoid that, because then he might join the two of them up, possibly. Depends a bit. That's the last thing we want. We want those things to stay separate so that Drake can get 2 kills instead of 1. So, aim thereabouts. You might hit an artillery in the woods, depending on how he moves things. It's worth a try. And we'll initiate that capture, finish this one, and get out more infantry. Having just lots of units as Canvas to surround some of his guys is pretty crucial, I would say. You have to make a lot of dumb moves to get a good power score. Mindlessly surrounding his recons and sitting there while they shoot at you is one of the dumb things you must do to help set them up for Drake to kill them all at once. Okay, so you should take 2 shots this turn, which shouldn't really matter much, but will give him just enough power to fall short of unleashing Black Wave. It's always crucial to remember that, unlike most COs, Hawk can use his CO power mid-turn whenever he gets it. So, he's smarter than most COs, which makes him really hard to play around. Always bear that in mind. So many units just moving unimportantly out in the darkness. Okay, finally over. So ordinarily, one would now move this sub, 5 squares south here, then Nesher moved over here to scout and make sure his rocket that could be over here is not actually going to interfere with your Black Cannon attacks. But I think it's actually going to be less luck-based to instead move the battleships somewhere like this. Let me check one thing. 6 move. Yeah. Something like this should do. And move that one down here. And you'll see why I do this different pattern shortly. So now I'm going to scout over there. As I expected, there's a rocket. Now this one here is a mobile rocket. That one is stationary. So I want to actually kill off the mobile one, leave the stationary guy sitting on the road where he's easy pickings later. A guy on a road is a guaranteed kill, whereas a guy on a plains is not. So kill that thing off. Now we check his power bar. Has he been pushed past his threshold? Yes, he has. Okay, that's great. So in that case, I don't need to antagonize him any further. What I can do instead is deliberately give him another sub to shoot at. So stand like that, he can shoot that sub. That will be great for me. Then I should get out my CO power. Over here, the recon is more important than the infantry, so I'll have it move first and just block, and then get out those tanks. Yeah, that should be fine. Now for Kanbei, if we attack that mech, we will get shot by an artillery, but that's just kind of a fact of life on this mission, so I think it's worth doing. Kill that guy off. Now this guy's a problem because In 2 turns, he's going to finish capturing that city, and then he's going to go for that missile. We don't want that to happen because he can launch that at a battleship and ruin your power score potential, or your chances of killing it off with black cannons, so don't risk that. Alright, so for now, let's initiate some captures. Let us deliberately not complete some other captures, so that we can be prepared to do some surrounds, I think. And then maybe get a tank and an infantry. Alright, that should be good. So, Hawk does moves that don't matter, shoots my subs. Close to his superpower, but he shouldn't get it as long as I deny him any other opportunities to really do much fighting. And I've got my CO power, so I can unleash that and really drain all of his fuel. Well, almost all of it. Because of the fact that it drains, current fuel, half of current fuel rather than maximum, you'll never really run them out unless they voluntarily drive around a lot. But some of these units do drive around a lot, has a good chance of, immobilizing some of them on an open, vulnerable position, which is beneficial. And now that they're at 7 HP, now a lot of them are guaranteed kills for battleships anyway, so that's quite valuable. So many guys gonna get off there in the fog. Crucially, this is now a guaranteed kill. So that gives a way to actually guarantee a better power score, because this black cannon always dies first anyway. So having the other battleship be able to finish it, finish it off and then finish off that guy is very useful. Let's drive over that way, and then drive over that way, and now we're in pretty good positions, I think. He can't hit me, I can see him, and I can shoot him at leisure. So, over hereabouts, we want to just get units to safety. Don't want to take any more damage than we need to. Let's actually maybe dive this guy over here. Keep a watch that way. We do need the subs to scout safely, basically, so leave them allowed to do that. And that should be pretty good, I think. It's important to try to surround these units with at least one Drake unit in the mix, so that you can then hand off the kill to Drake, rather than Kanbei walling the guy in and then Drake having no opportunity, because Drake goes before Kanbei, if that makes sense. You don't want to wall yourself out with Kanbei units so you can't get the kill. Alright, that should be good. Now, if I walk over here, I'll lose sight of that guy. I know he's going to finish capturing that thing next, and then I can walk onto this missile, and that should be okay. Over there. I want to make sure that I won't accidentally kill that thing. In fact, just to guarantee that I don't accidentally kill that thing, I'm not even going to say capturing that city. I'm going to just walk like this, and maybe like that, and like that, and just give him deliberately, soft targets that they hopefully won't even try to attack. Because if that guy dies, that causes problems for me. So I'm going to just desist from even capturing that thing. Or you know what? Yeah, desist from even capturing that thing. Maybe just block like that, so that guy can't suicide onto it. Hopefully he won't even attack. We'll see. Or attack from a city, or just something. Something to keep him from either joining up because he's now surrounded, or from suiciding and just dying. Which would be the worst thing that could possibly happen at this stage. That kind of possibility is one reason I need to keep this rocket alive and ready to be shot with that ship, because if one of the recons dies, you probably only get 2 targets down here easily with Drake, and then you need to get 3 kills with your battleship, so you've got to have 3 ready to shoot at something. Just trying to deal with luck-based nonsense here. Alright, none of this should really matter. Do want to keep that guy from getting away. Maybe I'll give him a thing to capture so he'll, or a thing that I'm capturing so he'll come back. We'll see. Alright, so over here, I think I should be able to move over here pretty safely. I'm going to do that. I'm going to drive like that. Need to surround this guy with something, so that tank can go there. The infantry can finish it off in a future turn, maybe, we'll see. And another tank. And this position now should be safe, and I can bring that guy in range of the big guns, so that's good. Unless there's a rocket there, then it's all for nothing. That's highly improbable, but I guess it could happen. And if that happens, there's no real recourse. It could be in the woods, you just can't do a thing about that. But I haven't seen that happen, I've just seen the rocket move out of there and then leave. I thought it was a stationary gun I was looking at, but I guess now it's a stationary recon, so that's just as good. Just as long as I have a target that can't get away. Yeah, maybe they're not as stationary as I thought. Maybe they're not going away to get resupplied. But again, that's fine. The important thing is that I have targets that can't get away because I double superpowered and so they're now running out of fuel. Minimizing that luck by getting a few units to get immobilized in range. Okay. So I think Canway had better give this guy something to shoot at again so that he will come back. It's no good to me if he just runs away. I must, I think, block the missile this turn so that he can't launch it unless I go for that capture. That's much better. Send there so I'm ready to chase him down, maybe. And... yeah, perhaps I'll deliberately leave him a way out so he doesn't actually just suicide immediately. Maybe he'll go into repair mode and just try to escape. As long as I don't actually let him escape, that should be okay. Just to minimize the chances of just killing himself in an absurd way. Okay, so he goes for that capture because they block the missile on the crucial turn. That's great. Lots and lots of... you know what? Skip this. Okay, so we attack that cannon. We destroy that cannon. Make sure you don't hit the wrong thing. There we go. So, assuming this guy doesn't get shot, we will win next turn. Now it's just a question of getting a good score. He probably has artillery out there, but I can't know where. I think I just need to risk it and just shoot that guy. And if he's double artillery, I might be in some trouble, but I'll probably be alright. Having trouble surrounding that guy. Need to think about that. So you're stuck, and you're stuck. That's great for me. Okay. You have one last turn, Hawk, to make things go wrong in an absurd way for me. After that, I am in the clear. Alright, so you are out of fuel, so that's great. Hopefully he won't even bother attacking. If he attacks, he might just die, but hopefully he won't bother. We're going to block you off there. We're going to stand thereabouts. Hopefully you'll keep moving. No, you're out of fuel. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Maybe I shouldn't have put that guy there. But that's about the best I can do, I think. Alright, hopefully those guys won't both suicide at least. Alright, so the unimportant moves continue. Great, so that went perfectly. So, because of that, I have a decent amount of margin of error now, so I can do something like Kill with that. Kill with that. Yeah, can't quite kill with that guy, that's fine. Kill with that, so that's 3 kills. 4 kills. 5 kills. And a whopping 6 kills. That's about the best you can possibly do, while winning super fast and getting no casualties. And minimizing the luck elements by having that extra safety margin built in there. I think that's a very good run of a very bad mission. I'm pretty proud of it, but I'm glad it's over with.
Mission complete.
I wish they had a cool background for this chapter. It is at least a unique scenario idea. It probably does something other than just random tanks blowing up, but oh well. Alright, onward to better missions. Thank you for watching, everyone, and a special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Illusory Thunder, Master Knight DH, Advanced Warrior, Jackie, Gregory, William Wakefield, Kenny Boggs, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Supreme Crimson Leader, and Lino. Have a great day, everyone!